It's easy for the children of East St. Louis to feel closed in, but from her front porch, young Jackie Joyner could see a gleaming arch across the Mississippi.
Growing up, we dealt with what we had. I didn't think we were poor, but we were poor. And when we didn't have heat in the house, we just went in the kitchen and we put the blankets up over the doorway and tried to stay warm that way. And when we didn't have food, we ate what we had, mayonnaise sandwiches. The person that's the toughest mentally is going to come out on top because they're not going to let the elements bother them.
Our conversation from day one had always been mind over matter.
Come on now, step it down now!
Let's take the worst circumstances and make the most out of it.
And Jackie has. She learned to control asthma attacks that nearly killed her. In elementary school, she dealt with the murder of her grandmother. Now 36, she's only a year away from the age at which her mother died from a bacterial infection.
There will always be a flame in my heart for her to know that where I am today, I believe is because of the things that she taught me as far as being responsible and being respectful.
As a little girl, Jackie respected her sport, too. When she grew up, she married it. Bobby Kersee has been her husband for 12 years, but has been her coach 6 years longer. He can be the respectful husband and the hard-nosed coach at the same time.
It took time for me, as well as Jackie, to understand one another that, you know, if you get mad at one another for something else happening on the track, has nothing to do with off the track or vice versa.
You cannot tell me that your mind is focused to jump. It is not.
That was a small part of a life that of track was enjoyable and a personal life that was enjoyable.
I tell you what the biggest problem is that you're getting over here and trying to do things instead of trying to take instructions from me.
That's what I think has made her so great over the years so long, is because I don't think she's beaten on her body, emotionally in particular, as much as some athletes might.
Jackie, I'm not going to argue with you anymore, okay? I'm not. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to try to convince you to do something that I know you can do.
Her body was tired today, a telltale sign of a career near its end. She passes the baton to her hometown's next generation. When they look across the river, they see a familiar face looking back, a face of promise, of hope, of dreams fulfilled against all odds.
I just see myself as Jackie, you know, and I understand, you know, being a role model and being in the position that I'm in, but it amazes me how I could go into the community and the kids just want a rubber band or a piece of my hair. Put your hand down, run! Come on, Lakeisha! I know there's going to be another world's greatest, there's going to be another world record holder, but I appreciate what I've done, and that's why I think I could leave this sport and be happy, because I gave track and field everything. When I was out there, I gave it all.
Did she ever? The Heptathlon has been Jackie Joyner-Kersee's signature event, but the 36-year-old has not completed the two-day event in 2 years. So to expect JJK to win her 4th Goodwill gold medal in the event would be just as unreasonable as, say, having expected Dan O'Brien to threaten his decathlon world record after a 2-year layoff. He did. She might. To begin our coverage, here's Dwight Stones.
A year off from competition would be too much for a mere mortal, but we're speaking about Jackie Joyner-Kersee, the greatest female athlete ever, and the ubiquitous husband-coach, Bob Kersee, in the stands. The main competition should come from world champion Sabine Braun of Germany. This is how they would line up in the 100-meter hurdles. Everyone is competition for Jackie Joyner-Kersee right now. She hasn't contested a heptathlon in 2 years. Starting out of lane 4, she gets out first, but U.S. teammate Shelia Burrell on the left of your screen, moving well. Joyner-Kersee having trouble at the 4th hurdle, but rights herself and sprints to the tape, a close 3rd. Jackie Joyner-Kersee finally off in the heptathlon. Coach Kersee, always critical.
Move! Come on, Jackie! Move! Bring it back, move! Move!
It has been a long time since you've done this, so how does this hurdle race set the tone for the rest of today and even tomorrow?
You know, my attitude is to stay positive, take one event at a time. I was looking for a better time in the hurdles, but the hurdles is over with. So now I need to concentrate on the high jump and don't think about the layoff, but get out here and battle. You know, it's going to be a war, and I'm here to the end.
Jackie just 10 points off the lead after one event, and only 64 points separate first from 8th. This is German Sabine Braun, the 1997 world champion in the heptathlon, and usually a very reliable high jumper. Having trouble here in 1998. She dropped out of the prestigious Getzes Austria heptathlon earlier this year, and 3 and out at 5 feet 10 inches. Very disappointing performance for her. Third attempt for Jackie Joyner-Kersee at the same height. In the past, a 6'4" high jumper in the event, but one of those events that she really doesn't spend much time working on. And it showed here. Her second disappointing event in a row. Clearly scoring low. The projection she was expecting for the hurdles and the high jump. And Marion Jones, who will certainly inherit the mantle of U.S. best long jumper from Jackie. And isn't that the truth? We will miss Jackie Joyner-Kersee. This is her last heptathlon competition of her illustrious career. And the third event, the shot put, where Jackie has always been a consistent thrower. She expected to make a move here against this field, and with age comes strength. And on the very first throw of the shot put, she lets it all go, and a smile finally coming to the face of the two-time Olympic champion in the heptathlon with her 4th best ever throw in a heptathlon competition. And that mark allowed her to get into a first-place tie with American DeDee Nathan after 3 events, and the Lithuanian just 3 points behind before going into the 200 meters. Ernie?
Continue with the heptathlon, the women's 200 meters. Jackie Joyner-Kersee, of course, featured here. Dwight Stones is with me, so is Carol Lewis. And what has gone on through 3 events here, Dwight?
Well, you can see that there's a tie for the top spot between Jackie Joyner-Kersee and American DeDee Nathan, and just 3 points behind is Remigija Nazarovienė of Lithuania. And Jackie had a very disappointing hurdle race. She was 3rd in that heat. She had a very disappointing high jump, but no one else really competed well in those events. And then Jackie had a big shot put, which put her in a situation where she's tied. This is a great event for her. She's run 22:30, the all-time heptathlon best in the 200. And DeDee Nathan, frankly, Carol, you can attest to this. This is a surprise that she is really right up there with Jackie.
Well, you know, DeDee Nathan has been around for years, but she's never really been able to put together the type of heptathlon that she has started out with today. You know, in the 200 meters, it's the end of 4 events. It's the end of the first day. And what these athletes are thinking is, you know what? I have a good 200. I have a good night's sleep. I have a bad 200. I have a bad night's sleep. But one thing for Jackie Joyner-Kersee, she is also the world heptathlon record holder in the long jump. Her best, her favorite event. She's jumped 23, 10 3/4 in this event. And she knows that, you know what? No matter what happens here, if I can hang in there, I got my best event. Start the day tomorrow.
What's your take on how she's performed so far and how she's handled the attention she's gotten here?
Well, she always handles the attention great, and I think that she's under what her predictions were for where she should be, but because the competition seems to also staying back with her, I'm not certain we aren't going to see the same thing we saw from Dan O'Brien. She may come out here and win this thing after taking 2 years off.
The conclusion of day 1 of the heptathlon with the 200 meters. Jackie Joyner-Kersee awaits the gun.
Set.
And it's a fair start. Jackie Joyner-Kersee in lane 4.
And lane 4 is not a bad lane for Jackie. It's a subtle enough turn, but you can see the turnover just is not there, even though she seems to be right in the front of things. Now she has to lift down this final straightaway. And she's got DeDee Nathan out there in lane 8, and everyone's starting to pass her. This is where the fitness is really starting to show her, the lack thereof. 5th in the heat of a 200 meters. That shows you Jackie's had a lot of time off.
She definitely has had a lot of time off, and she struggled at the end of the race. You saw DeDee Nathan running a very strong 200 meters, and obviously she will go to sleep ahead of Jackie Joyner-Kersee. But you know, Jackie has always given it her all. We've competed against each other since we've been kids, and she's going to give it 100%. You see her come out of here, and you know what? You have to remember back to 1991 in Tokyo, the 200 meters. She has always said that whenever she's coming around the turn, take a look at her face right here. She grabs her lip. This is where she had a horrible hamstring pull. She always remembers that. She says that's always in the back of her mind, but she knows all she has to do is keep her form. She stays relaxed. Some of the other women are passing her, but nobody can long jump with this woman.
And of course, as you mentioned, no one can long jump with her, but of course javelin has always been her nadir as well as the 800. It's a matter of how much ahead can she get with her long jump, as we see DeDee Nathan running an excellent race out in lane 8 all by herself. So as you said, Jackie Joyner-Kersee will be behind going into the second day.
Day 1 is in the books. Lewis Johnson is with Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
All right, EJ, thank you. Jackie, we love to watch, but tell us how difficult it is contesting these 4 events after so much time off.
It's been difficult, but I'm just trying to stay positive and concentrate on trying to execute. And still got, what, 3 more events to go. I'm a fighter, you know. After the high jump, I didn't like it. And the one event I didn't work on, I came through in that event. So I just got to stay positive.
Now tell me, over the next 21 hours, what are the most important 2 or 3 things you'll do to get yourself ready to come back out here and contest the last 3 events tomorrow?
Work with my physical therapist, Bob Forster. Make sure, get my legs right. Get something to eat, stay positive. And, you know, just go for it. 200 wasn't the best, but got the long jump, javelin, 800 meters.
All right, Jackie, have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
All right, Ernie?
Looking forward to the 800 meters. Let's take a look back at what she did on the very first day of competition. The first 4 events. And this is how it ended after day 1. DeDee Nathan, the surprise leader. Jackie had 3 poor events, the hurdles, the high jump, and the 200, but a very good shot put. But the surprising leader, DeDee Nathan, by 34 points after the first day. And that sentiment shared by many people in the crowd. Jackie Joyner-Kersee on the runway for her best event, and certainly her favorite event, the long jump. And the wind gusting behind her, as you can see, that indicated that orange sock blowing. And she had the biggest wind of the competition, almost 8 miles per hour, and on her very first jump, 22 feet 1 inch, and temporarily taking the lead over DeDee Nathan. But DeDee, realizing that she could also catch a good wind, on her third and final jump, 21 feet 10 inches for Nathan, and she closes the gap back down to lead by 8 points after the long jump. And after this, Lewis Johnson asked Jackie Joyner-Kersee what it would take from here on in.
I think it's going to come down to guts. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to just keep plucking away. DeDee is having a great meet. The Luther Waiting girl is there, Kelly Blair. So I just got to keep concentrating on hitting my marks.
And Jackie Joyner waiting between events. We'll be back with more heptathlon, but right now, let's go back to Jim Lampley.
And off of that, could there be any more appropriate finale for track and field at these Goodwill Games and Jackie Joyner-Kersee's last heptathlon?
That's a great setup. Thank you very much, Jim Lampley. We await the start of the 800 meters, and as we do, we take a look at the standings through 6 events. And Jackie Joyner-Kersee has the lead over DeDee Nathan. But nothing is sewn up at this point. We'll explain all that in the next couple of minutes. So as we await the start of the 800 meters, a good time on this final night to look back at what we've seen so far. And Marty LaCory, we're kind of still shaking here after watching Michael Johnson and the relay team a minute ago.
I think that symbolized a lot of what this meet has been about. Sure, we had great performances from Marion Jones, Maurice Green, people we expected to, but the thing I'll remember is people like Dan O'Brien, who hadn't competed in 2 years, Michael Johnson, who had been having injury problems, and now Jackie Joyner-Kersee. People who we thought just maybe didn't have it anymore, and they came back with some of the greatest performances of their life, including the one Michael Johnson just did. A really a world record that we didn't expect, and I haven't seen too many of those in my life. You usually see them coming a long way off. That one caught us by surprise.
And what a way to finish here as we watch Jackie Joyner-Kersee, the queen, in the heptathlon for the final time. Is she going to win this thing, Dwight? Please explain the standings to me at this point.
Well, she is 46 points ahead right now going in the 800, but her fitness is certainly in question. She looked a little bit rough in the 200 meters last night, and she's been through an awful lot of adversity in her life. We've chronicled that throughout these Goodwill Games and throughout the years leading up to this. Can she run one more real good quality 800 meters? Yeah, I think she can if she really wants to. It's the last one she ever has to run in a heptathlon. This is it for her. I'd love to see her go out on top.
Dwight, both you and Carol have followed her throughout her career. What is it going to mean to the sport now when she steps down?
I'm going to give that one to you. You know how
thanks
I feel.
a lot. It's going to mean a lot. You know, Jackie Joyner-Kersee has always been an athlete who had a smile on her face, who gave it 100%. She has always been there for everyone. I've competed against her since we were just kids, and in age group track and field, through our first competitions at international track and field. She's always given it her all. She's always had a smile on her face, and she's always had a nice thing to say about all of her competitors.
The adulation has been obvious wherever she has gone over the last couple of days, and now it is the final event, the 800 meters. I don't know about you. I think I'm ready to turn around and watch this thing happen. Let's do it. Dwight, Carol, Marty LaCory. Great 4 nights we've had here, and the possibilities of a tremendous finish are certainly there.
Definitely are. I'll tell you. Jackie has run some fantastic 800 meters in her past. Now, again, as Dwight mentioned, we wonder if she has another one in her. You know, she said when she came in here, she said, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the whole thing. I think there were a lot of people out there that did not think that she would make it to the second day. They definitely did not think she could make it this far in the lead. Can Jackie Joyner-Kersee do it? This woman has so much heart. It's just absolutely incredible. And I think, Dwight, you and I, you know, God, we want her to win.
Well, it comes down to this very simply, and that is she just can't allow herself to be beaten by several people by too much. She can't finish more than 3.5 seconds behind DeDee Nathan. She can't finish more than 4 seconds behind Kelly Blair LaBounty, who beat her at the Olympic trials in 1996 by just 5 points in that meet, the last time Jackie completed a heptathlon. I'm sure that Jackie's going to give it everything she's got, but how much does she have to give? And you see Bobby Kersee, her coach and husband, and he looks at this as a straight competition, and he will yell whatever encouragement or criticism that he feels is necessary at the appropriate time.
You guys have seen her run the 800 meters. Now, what should we expect to see as far as her positioning goes as this race goes on?
Well, right now, she's running a very gutsy race. She knows what she has to do. She has got to keep an eye. Now, remember, this is not place. This is time. DeDee Nathan is on the inside there. She has got to keep an eye on DeDee Nathan. She's got to keep an eye on Kelly Blair LaBounty in the sunglasses of the United States. She knows who she has to keep an eye on. Right now, she's in the back of the pack, but it's a very tightly bunched pack. That means she is still in contention. Can Jackie Joyner-Kersee do it? I don't know, but you know what? She, like we've been saying over and over, will give it her all, and she said, you know what? She's here for the duration.
I think Jackie doesn't know if she can do it, but she's going to find out. I think, Dwight, she's running very aggressively. A lot of the time, she's she's had it wrapped up and could lose by 10 seconds, but here she figures she's got to be right up in the top 3.
Let us listen now to her husband and coach, Bob Kersee.
Go with her, Sheila! Come on, Jackie! Come on, Jackie. 150 meters to go. Take her! Come on!
And Bobby knows it's her last 800 meters ever. She wants to go all out, leave nothing on the track. It's coming down to a final sprint. It's very close at this point.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Sheila. Take her, Sheila. Come on.
I don't believe she finished so far behind DeDee or Kelly Blair LaBounty that she may not have won this thing. She had to finish less than 3.5 seconds behind DeDee, less than 4 seconds behind Kelly Blair LaBounty. We've got people working on it right now. What a gutty race by Jackie Joyner-Kersee in the last event of the heptathlon.
I did a heptathlon before, and you know what happens when you get down close to the end? You have an eye out on that clock. You know before you go in. You know exactly where you are. You know exactly how many points you need, and you know exactly how close you need to be to those other athletes. Jackie probably had an eye on the clock, and also, luckily, another athlete who she is trained with, Shelia Burrell, who went to UCLA, that ran along with her, and you know what? Whether she won or lost, I mean, last heptathlon, you know, she gave it 100%, and that's what everybody should learn from that.
Boy, there's some tears flowing here at the Mitchell Athletic Complex tonight. Bob Kersee, the husband and coach of Jackie Joyner-Kersee, spent after the second day of the heptathlon.
You know, I talked to Jackie yesterday, and I said, Jackie, are you ready? And she said, you're darn right I'm ready. You know, I gave it my all. I'm tired of the 6-hour workouts all the time. And I'm just ready to just relax. And you know what? This is a woman who really deserves that opportunity.
Way to go, Jay. Way to go. That was a
Track and field is going to lose a lot
What was the time
with Jackie Joyner-Kersee no longer out on the track, but you have to know that she will be involved in some way, shape, or form through her foundation. She has one more meet this weekend. She's going to contest the long jump in St. Louis, but she will give back to the sport as much as she can. We're just now hearing Jackie Joyner-Kersee has done what Dan O'Brien did after 2 years off from the multi-events. She has gutted it out in the 800 meters and has won the competition by 28 points. She is the only four-time Goodwill Games champion in the heptathlon.
And I'm happy to see Bobby Kersee. He's been a stone and a rock behind her for so many years. He breaks down today in tears. You know, it's good to see. He has always been there with Jackie. He has cheered her on. He has screamed.
Jackie Joyner-Kersee has done it. Oh, what a fitting end to 4 nights of Goodwill Games action here at track and field. Lewis Johnson is trackside with Jackie Joyner-Kersee. Lewis.
EJ, thank you. Jackie, so many people wondered if you'd get through the 2 days of competition. Are you shocked at your performance? You come out with a win here?
You know what? To all the fans out here, it was because of you. Everybody kept saying I was going to quit, but every time I walked off that field, you guys were giving me encouragement, and I thank all of you. It's because of you that I was able to make it through.
Jackie, the 800 is not your favorite. That's no secret. What in the world were you thinking before you stepped on the line for that final race?
Oh, Lord, just let me make it through. And just stay within myself, keep the confidence, and great having Shelia Burrell out there because Shelia made a difference for me at that 200 mark.
Jackie, you've competed around the world, so many great championships. As you say goodbye to the heptathlon, say goodbye to track and field, what are your emotions at this time?
My emotions right now for the heptathlon, yeah! To the sport, I'm really going to miss it. And I'm sure, you know, walking out here and the people were cheering me, I wanted to break down and start crying, but I had to do this 800 meters. And it's going to be tough, but whatever I can do to keep track and field out there, I don't have to be on the track. I can be off the track, motivating and cheering people on.
Jackie, you're the greatest champion that we've ever seen. We thank you so much for the memories. Congratulations. And track and field will miss you forever. Thanks so much.
Thank you. To all the fans, thank you.
Ernie, back to you.
Thank you very much, Lewis. Boy, folks, we have witnessed greatness and courage and class tonight in Jackie Joyner-Kersee. What a moment and what a finish.